Nagbabalik po Republika, kausap rin po natin si Congressman CELSO LOBREGAT ng 1st District ng Zamboanga. Okay, Congressman, that's what I've been hearing. There are some, even Mindanaoan, Muslim congressmen who are saying, question the quorum, say this. In short, they're throwing a lot of roadblocks because they also feel that the creation of the Bangsamoro is actually a surplusage, an additional bureaucracy that will put them in a different power structure.
No, I cannot actually speak for the other Muslim congressmen, but definitely
It happened.
Let's say no.
There
are let's say like Congressman Calib Di Mapuro
Yeah.
and Congressman Abdullah Di Mapuro of Lanao del Norte
Yes.
are questioning the provision on the inclusion of 6 municipalities in
Okay.
Lanao Norte
Okay.
in the core territory.
Okay.
Okay, then you have the position of Congresswoman Sharni Tan of the Kusug Tausug.
Okay.
Also, this is the same position as
Oh,
Vice
okay.
Governor Sakurtan.
Okay.
That the votation should be a votation in the arm, in the core area.
Yes.
The 5 provinces should
Yes.
vote, and the interpretation of the vote should be by province or by city. Meaning to say, if Sulu votes out no,
Yes.
then it should not be included. Because
Yes.
under this version now,
Yes.
in the original and substitute bill, the vote is collective. Meaning to say, even if Sulu votes no, but as long as the totality of the armed vote is yes,
Yeah.
then the law is ratified and Sulu is included.
Are you saying that Sulu can opt out now?
No, under this version,
The approved version?
the original version and the approved version, it is a collective vote.
They cannot opt out.
They cannot opt out. Now, in the last Congress, the BBL in the last Congress, they could have opted out. And though, again, if you notice the composition of the BICAM in the House,
Yes,
it
yes.
is composed, of course, the chairman of
And
the,
you.
and the chairman of
Yes.
the 3 committees.
Yeah.
Then you have, of course, the majority leader
yes.
and committee members of the Committee on Rules.
Yes, yes.
And then you have the sponsor, which is one of the Deputy Speaker by SEMA. And then you have, okay, the 2 Dimapuros of Lanao Norte,
Yes, yes.
who have their concern about the 6 municipalities. Then you have Sharni Tan
Yes.
of Kusug Tausug,
Yes.
who has that position that the vote in the armed provinces should be individual vote. Then you even have Congressman Bullet Halosos. His concern is about the identity of the
Yes.
Bangsamoro.
Precisely.
He was saying it should not be tied up to any area, it should not be tied up to any period. So again, he is in the BICAM. And then you have Congressman LOBREGAT,
Yeah.
who has many questions, and
Yes.
many questions have already, many of my concerns have already been addressed in the substitute bill. There are a few remaining, but again, I can explain what are the
Okay.
remaining. But that is why, had I voted no,
Yes.
I would be going against the very amendments that
That you
were
made.
already included in the substitute bill.
You're happy with the amendments. That's what
I
you're
am
saying.
happy that many of the amendments are there.
But you cannot vote yes either.
No, but because there are still questions.
Questions.
Like one question is on the repealing clause.
Okay.
It says there that Republic Act, the original, the
Yes.
Organic Act,
Yes.
and the 1954 are
Yes.
hereby repealed.
Yes.
And any other laws, rules, regulations, issuances that are contrary or not in conformity to the Bangsamoro law are
Yes.
hereby amended or modified.
Yes.
I don't think that would be a right repealing clause because I don't think that the Bangsamoro basic law can repeal the infra law.
Yes.
It cannot repeal or modify in one sweeping statement the local government code or the Mining Act. So
Okay.
these are questions that
Yes.
still more or less I want to bring up in the BICAM. And I was placed in the BICAM even though they know
Yes,
that
you are,
I
yes.
have my concerns.
Yes.
They precisely put me in the BICAM because, well, if I voted no, I will not be in the BICAM.
I'll ask this of you, Congressman, no? Because some people call this as a VIP bill for the MILF, no?
Yes.
That's how they see it, no? Now, in my unamended version, the Bangsamoro Transition Authority, many of them are MILF.
Well, majority.
But
Majority.
shouldn't this be amended? Because under the Constitution, it should be a cross-section of the sectors that should be represented.
Unfortunately, that is the product the result of the peace agreement that was signed by the past administration. And so the Duterte administration is as much as possible trying to comply with that commitment. But of course, the President has said, kailangan constitutional. Yeah.
Pero ano ito, Congressman, this seems like it is not inclusive. It becomes exclusive only for the MILF.
Well, the Bangsamoro Transition Commission under the Duterte administration was made more inclusive because they expanded the membership and they even included and tried to include Miswari, but Miswari refused.
Yes.
But again, the MILF again was now included in the
You're talking about the MNLF. You're talking about the MNLF.
MNLF. They were also, that's why it was expanded, and they were included, the other faction of the MNLF were included in the Bangsamoro Transition Commission. So the Duterte administration had tried to correct certain, more or less...
I'm bringing this up to you, Congressman, because people are actually clapping for you. I mean, let me be frank about it now. They're clapping for you for making a stand on this.
And good you said that, because my perennial critics in Zamboanga are saying, I abandoned Zamboanga, I did not take a stand. I have been taking a stand and I will take a stand.
In fact, the positions you're undertaking are not only focused for Zamboanga, and as a legislator, I can see that you're making a stand for the entire country, actually.
Well,
if I can say that.
Like I said, we want a Bangsamoro basic law that can withstand the test of constitutionality.
There are views, however, that even if the presence of the MNLF in the BTC, these are the ones not recognized by Nur Miswari, who is recognized by the OIC. Here is now the problem.
Again, like I said, how do you solve a problem like Miswari?
Yes, which is recognized by the OIC.
Yeah.
So the BTC again is, that's why people call it, this is a VIP bill for the MILF. This is not inclusive of the real MNLF recognized by the OIC, the royal houses, and the indigenous peoples.
Many of your questions have been raised in many of the committee, in many of the committee hearings. No?
Yes.
But again, like I said, I have made all effort to try to bring out all the unconstitutional provisions, and many of them were already addressed.
You're one of the Davids, actually, that people are looking up to. I mean, from the Visayas, as far as because now, I was going through my readings. The Bangsamoro government can pass laws. Is that the exact term, or they can pass ordinances?
No, but you see, okay, we corrected many
terminologies.
Okay. Like even the definition of territory.
Okay.
It said the original definition of territory was territory refers to landmass as well as maritime, terrestrial, fluvial, alluvial, and aerial domain above it. The Bangsamoro territory shall remain part of the Philippines. In fact, I said this was one of my amendments. I said, how can you now include everything? Because this definition, as stated, is almost the same definition in the Constitution describing the Philippine territory.
Precisely.
Everything included, the air, the sea, the atmosphere. I said,
and the 22-kilometer instead of the 3 kilometers for municipal seas.
So 15.
15, okay.
Okay, so the new definition is no longer territory. We call it Bangsamoro geographical area. And it says, Bangsamoro geographical area refers to the landmass as well as the waters over which the autonomous region in Bangsamoro has jurisdiction. Then, very important, the autonomous region in Bangsamoro shall remain an integral and inseparable part of the national territory of the Republic of the Philippines as defined by the Constitution and national laws.
Congressman, do they even consider themselves as Filipinos?
Yeah, in the committee hearings, they do.
They do?
Now, that's why, we have to learn from lessons of other nations. Like Spain. Spain, according to their officials, when the committee, the last Congress went to Spain, they talked to the officials. They said, you have to learn from our mistakes. In our autonomy, we gave education as an exclusive power of the autonomous regions. And so, what happened? The autonomous regions in Spain, like Catalonia, for one generation, were breeding a generation of separatists.
Precisely.
Because the history in Catalonia was different from the history in Spain.
Yes.
The national heroes were different.
Okay.
And so they said, education should be one thing that should not be given as an exclusive power. And look what happened. But recently, Catalonia declared independence. Diba?
Okay. Yes, yes.
And then nagka-problema. But the only thing that saved Spain
Yes.
was in the Spanish Constitution. It said that the Spanish nation is indissoluble,
Okay.
which is the same thing as we are saying now. It is the Bangsamoro shall remain an integral and inseparable part of the national territory. So that answers any and all questions that says, baka di may secede, baka di... Now, with this,
can they pass laws?
they can pass laws.
Or
but
ordinances?
They can, but it should be in line with the Constitution and national laws. It cannot be that they will go over...
Can they pass tax codes?
They can.
It says tax codes,
That there are.
labor laws.
There are, but again, we are now saying that it should be within the parameters of the Constitution. So that is why that repealing clause, I said, is very important to review, because maybe it should say, okay, Republic Act 1954 is repealed, but definitely the IPRA cannot be repealed.
They can create export processing zones.
Yes, they
and
can.
free ports.
Yes, they can.
So
Okay.
why can't they all be part of PESA for that matter?
Well,
why
because,
can't there
like
be
I
one
said,
authority?
Well, because that is the product of the peace agreement, and so they have a special status. They are an autonomous region, but a little bit higher than the normal. So, again, we can argue. We can. This has all been brought up in the committee hearings.
How about the 75-25 for the next 10 years?
75-25 in our version.
It's
the
50-50.
sharing.
Yes.
Our version is 75-25. I think the Senate is 50-50. So that is one issue that we will have to settle in the BICAM.
In the lower house, I think it's for the next 10 years, they will be collecting 100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this, like I said, if there are conflicting versions, then this will be settled in the bicameral conference committee. I'm only one member.
Yes.
And I am there to support the House version, but of course I can introduce certain amendments. Like I said, the thing on repealing clause, I will bring that up.
Congressman, how would Cebuanos, Ilonggos, people of Zamboanga feel that these people are getting 75%?
Well, again, though, this is now, okay, the original version, they would get 6% of national taxes.
Yes.
And even including customs.
Yes.
Now, in the original last Congress, they were only asking for 4.
4, yes.
So they enhanced it. So I think what is in the House version is now 5.
It will be a 5.
5%.
Now, no longer 6.
No longer 6.
Okay, we're going to pause for a few reminders, and with the last next maybe 15-20 minutes, we'll try to expedite this when we return.